Do your share, vote. Hello, we're here to tell you about a process called voting. Voting is very important. You have a voice. Use it.
Of course, when you vote, it's not necessarily for the president. It may be for the district attorney or the mayor.
However, we are making this campaign for the voting process for president because this is the most important role in the government.
To start off, we have some information on voter registration.
Voting officially begins on November 3rd for the presidential election, so to start we must register to vote. To register, one must be 18 or older and a legal citizen of the United States.
Registering to vote is important, but you also need to know how to vote. The candidates include Donald Trump and his Vice President Mike Pence, who are Republicans, as well as Joe Biden and his Vice President Kamala Harris, who are Democrats.
Early voting is from October 15th to the 31st.
These are the steps to vote through mail.
First, request your mail-in ballot with the absentee ballot request form.
Next, you should submit your request to your local election office. Requesting a ballot as far advanced from the election is a good idea.
The deadline is Tuesday, October 27th, 2020.
When your ballot arrives, you should read it thoroughly, fill it out, and then send it back in.
Make sure to register to vote by October 9th.
If you prefer, you are allowed to fill out the election form on paper, and then someone else will fill the form out on the computer for you.
Same-day registration is also allowed. This is when you can vote in person at one-stop cities during the early voting period. It helps voters register and cast their votes at the same time.
We strongly recommend wearing a mask when voting and registering.
To check if you are registered to vote in North Carolina, you can use North Carolina's voter registration lookup tool.
If you would like to vote on the exact same day, you should complete the following steps.
You need to make sure you have your ID so that the people controlling the voting stands know that you're eligible to vote.
Yes. If you're unable to provide an ID, you will still be able to vote in a provisional ballot, although you have to be 18 years or older to vote in the real election.
To vote early, you should follow these steps.
First, appear at your local election office or other designated area during the designated time for the election.
Vote as if you were voting on a normal election day.
Candidates, these are the people who are trying to get elected. They will obviously be directly affected because they would not be put and or kept in office.
Political parties include both Democrats and Republicans. If the candidate of their party is not elected, that may be frustrating.
Voters, yes, I mean you guys. Voters or citizens of the United States will be affected by whoever wins the election.
The Electoral College is the body of electors established by the United States Constitution. This is formed every 4 years. They are directly affected as well because they are in office with whoever else is elected.
The different leaders of countries will be affected. They will have to work alongside our president or leaders, and this can lead to conflict or periods of prosperity and trade.
Business owners will definitely be affected because the elected official will choose the amount of taxes they pay, where their business stands, and whether or not they can stay in business.
Taxpayers can be affected by the president's decisions whether taxes are increased or decreased.
Around 138 million Americans voted in the last election in 2016. This 138 is only making about 50% of the entire eligible voting population.
In voting, you can lose the popular vote and still win the election due to the Electoral College.
The first president was elected April 30th, 1789.
Presidents can only be in office for 2 terms, totaling 8 years.
Due to the coronavirus, many people are voting through the mail.
Every single vote counts. In 2006, the Alaskan House of Representatives election was tied between Bryce Eggman and Carl Moses. The election was eventually decided by a coin toss. Do you want the decision to be made completely by chance? Be aware, do your share, vote.
Svoje konso fervo pae vosi.
Informete, asuparte, vota.
Senda me bebo diriaba.